with another Scrimcast here in the offseason for VRML. We're coming up on the start date very quickly, folks. It's time to get your rosters, time to get your rosters hammered out. You know, make sure that you can really, get some strategy start of the season. It's going to get going quicker than you think. We are less than a week away now from the start of the season. There's not much time to get things going. So far, it looks like we are waiting on one of the VALOR members and 3 of the F3 members here, Formula 3. Bit of some roster changes going on here for F3, actually, so we'll see who does show up. Looks like so far for VALOR, their full roster coming in here. There's no tryouts. We have Peter Griffin, Jekyll, Lil Ice Cube, Stewie, and Woo. So I think it's going to be an interesting lineup here. I'm curious who F3 is going to bring out. Maybe Gravy. We do have Hero, who I believe they did pick up. And Gears, who I'm not quite sure if they did pick up. Sorry, folks, I'm still finishing up my dinner here. While we wait, I'm curious what the map's going to be here. I'm guessing we are going to get an Arctic map, maybe first map here. I believe it is going to be F3's side choice. But maybe VALOR will give them map choice here. We'll see. Just waiting. Looks like we do have Dragon coming in here for F3. Now just waiting on 2. Not too late here. Pretty punctual team so far. VALOR did get in pretty much directly on time. Curious what the first map is going to be. Yeah, so looking at the start of the season here, I'm curious what the matchups are going to look like for a lot of the teams. You know, VALOR ending pretty high up on the scoreboard, sorry, on the leaderboard last season. If I had to guess, it's going to be VALOR versus maybe Acer, maybe F3, you know, some of those teams. We'll see how they place. You know, these first few weeks are really important for the teams to get placed, especially these new, you know, unranked teams that need to get some games in, get some MMR going. If they can do really well on these first few games, they can really, you know, fire themselves up the ranks a lot better than if they had not. Just waiting on one last F3 player to come in here. Bit of a slow start here, it seems. Now, I'll be interested to see how some of the teams deal with... I know there were a few people who did get actually put on a timeout before the start of the season here, so I'm curious how some teams are going to deal with losing some of their most important players in some cases. You see, it looks like we do have Dam here. First map, VALOR seems to be starting on defense. I believe this was Formula 3's, F3's map choice here. I am quite excited to see what the gameplay... I was wrong here. It looks like it was F3's map choice, and VALOR is going to be switching onto offense. Just waiting on. Looks like we did get that last member in here for Formula 3. Rosters here. Going to be interesting. I have talked about Valor's roster. It is, I believe, all, you know, actual roster for the team. No tryouts. Over on Formula 3, I don't recognize this player here. We do have Hero, Dragon, Hane, Gears, and then we have Kurgan Kelfin here, who I'm not quite sure who they are. I'm guessing it is just a member who has changed their name. Kurgan Kelfin. Interesting. Looking at the loadouts here from Valor, we do have a pretty standard loadout from them. We have Incendiaries, Foam. We do have actually 2 Incendiaries coming out here, along with a Frag Grenade. Actually, I believe a lot of utility coming out from Valor. A lot of them buying utility if they can, you know, a ton of utility actually bought out. Formula 3, going for just an Incendiary and a Frag, maybe trying to save a little bit of money, along with some defensive utility from some of these players. I believe a Prox and maybe a Trip or 2. We do have Gears formed up on the hallway here. Little Ice Cube forming up here on the hatch. Valor seems to be going for a standard security push in here. Surprised to see no trips here for Valor. Gears trying to get an early pick off on the drone. Jekyll pushing straight through. A grenade there, an Incendiary going to take Woo and Stewie down very low. Jekyll does play space out Gears there. Valor has storage hallway pretty well held now. There are no roamers from F3, surprisingly, other than that one Gears roamer there. It looks like we do have Hane play spacing out here. Sorry, just info peeking out there, trying to see if he can get a hit off on Jekyll. Hero takes out Jekyll as he tries to push through. Does not get droned out there. Valor is still on security hallway here. A roamer here trying to take out Kurgan Kelfin, does take out Ice Cube. Valor now on a 3v4, pretty much down on health as well, unfortunately. Looks like we do have Peter Griffin coming in behind on the window here, trying to take out the flank there. Kurgan Kelfin getting in a gunfight there, but gets taken out there by Peter. Peter is now behind enemy lines. Stewie throwing him the breaching foam there to try to push in. Dragon might get caught out by this wall blowing. Woo comes in, takes out Dragon, pushing through. Hane trying to take out Woo, but can't get it off. Woo getting a 2K there. Now we just have Hero trying to flank around, rotating outside the point here to get the flank off. Peter Griffin is on flank watch here, info peeking out. Hero is now seen. They know where he's coming from. They know where they need to go. Incendiary there in the point. Unfortunately, just a little bit misplaced just because they didn't know where he was. Stewie waiting very patiently outside the point here for Hero to push in. We'll see if Hero actually checks that. Woo does try to peek in, distracts him, and then Stewie takes down Hero. Valor claiming pistol round here. They do have 3 players up. Well done to them. Pistol round, very important round to claim here to get some good head start to their economy. However, F3 is still, you know, pretty even on economy here, so they can still get this back pretty easily. I'm excited to see what the plays are going to look like here from both teams. I know Valor is most likely going to be doing a lot of just standard pushes, but this hallway is very hard for some teams to push because of how closed off it is, or how open it is, rather. Where defense can get some good utility down. If they place down a prox here, they'll know exactly where Valor is when they cross it, and they can wallbang out. F3 seeming to adapt here. They have 2 roamers here. Hero, Kurgan Kelfin. 3 roamers, actually. Hane also rotating outside the point. Looks like they will just stick with 2 roamers here. Looks like we are going to have a double drone here from Peter Griffin. Flash there from Valor. Dragon, knowing there's people coming from this door. Dragon might get flanked out. He does take down the first drone. Nading out. Going to go all the way outside. I believe doesn't get any hits off there. He's trying to deny information to that drone. He gets peeked out here. Does take out little Ice Cube. Wound takes him out. Kurgan Kelfin takes out Stewie, but Jekyll gets the refrag there. Hero gets double pushed by Woo and Jekyll. Pushing up here with the Vezin. Gears gets hit. They do know where he is. Gets droned out. Great nade there from VALOR trying to take him out. Now it's just Hane pushing up. He has a Jesper here with a silencer. He's going to have to play pretty well here to get a kill off, I would say. But if he can claim a gun somehow, it's going to be very good for him here. I almost think grabbing a gun and then running out is probably the play. And he gets pushed by Wu. VALOR claiming their second round here. Wu on a 6.0 KD. Kurgan getting some good kills on flank, but just barely not able to get the kill off there at towards the end. I'm curious what the Formula 3 seems to be trying to establish, you know, where they're going to be roaming and who's going to be roaming. I've seen Kurgan roaming. I've seen Gears roaming. I've seen Hane. We saw Hero at some point. You know, I don't think they may not have an established, you know, roamer or where they're going to be roaming here on Dam with this, you know, people that they're running. It's going to be rough for them to counteract VALOR's pushes in that case, because they need to disrupt. If they can disrupt, you know, VALOR's flow here, if they can get them, you know, down a player pretty much immediately, VALOR is going for standard plays, and they're just trying to steamroll through based on just, you know, game knowledge, map knowledge alone. If F3 can just disrupt their momentum just for a second, it's going to pay off in spades for F3. Kurgan definitely going to get droned out here, I would say. He's going to try to push out immediately and take out Jekyll. Jekyll has his gun down, does get killed there. It does take out Wound as well. See, they have disrupted the push now. They have EMP as well. Peter Griffin having to push back around here, trying to take out anyone who's trying to get it. Gears set up on the box here. Just barely not able to go outside and grab a rifle. But suddenly, VALOR's in a tough spot here on the push. They are droning in there. Gears nearly gets taken down. Hero peeking out, trying to take out little Ice Cube. Ice Cube gets a great play space off and takes him out, putting a smoke down, trying to block off any vision. Gears still inside here. Might get shot out there. Great grenade there from Stewie, pushing Gears up the stairs so he can push in and grab a rifle. Info peeking out. Dragon takes out Peter Griffin. Gears pushing down the stairs here. Now it is just Stewie. Stewie gets taken out by Dragon, and then Dragon pushes out and takes out Ice Cube as well. Dragon getting, I believe, a 3K, actually. Well done to him. And he got killed by staying outside for too long, unfortunately. VALOR now up 1, and also their economy is looking a lot worse than it was because they went for a near full buy. F3 getting their feet under them here. They do actually have a full buy situation here. If Dragon chooses to go for a Omen here, so it is going to be a soft buy. Probably a good idea to not full commit to this, because VALOR could still get a good round off. They are holding a Vezin, they are holding in a Rill. Could be anyone's game right now. Especially on this floor, I feel that VALOR is going to be going for probably a standard push here, but Jekyll might actually be roaming. Which is a little surprising, actually. I'll be interested to see if it works out for them. Yep, Jekyll is going to be roaming in from the bathroom. Meanwhile, VALOR is going to be droning in here. Peter Griffin droning in, trying to get any information they can, doing some, you know, up and down motion here. They don't really check for too much utility, it looks like. They do see the static. Hane is actually upstairs with Jekyll. Jekyll might take out Hane and grab a rifle if Hane is not careful. Jekyll looking to push in. Hane might have heard him push up, actually. Peter Griffin droning out, getting some good utility out. Dragon takes out Wu with a great grenade. Good thing he wasn't too deep, or that would have been real bad for VALOR immediately losing their Vezin. Little Ice Cube claims back the utility and the body. Hero on a lean peek here. Tries to get any hits off. He just barely can. And Incendiary comes out from F3 a little early, I would say. Jekyll pushing down the stairs here. Did not see Hane. Peter Griffin takes out Hero on the lean peek. Hane pushing back down towards B. Little Ice Cube pushing up here pretty low, actually. Yep, does get shot through the smoke by Gears. Another incendiary coming out here. Peter Griffin now in the point, pushing through the smoke. Does get taken out by Hane. Jekyll and Stewie, the only people left alive. Stewie wanting to push around to his teammate Jekyll, but they have to get EMP. Hane gets pushed out. Sorry, Kurgan Kelfin pushes out, takes down Stewie. Now it is just Jekyll pushing into the back of B with just a Spectral. It's a rough situation to be in here. He doesn't have EMP, he doesn't have a rifle. Meanwhile, Formula 3 is now fully equipped with 2 stims as well. Jekyll does score a hit off there on Dragon, which will hurt F3's economy a little bit. But Formula 3 evens it up now, 2-2. F3 and VALOR, they're going to have to put some work in to get ahead, both teams, really. Economy-wise, both teams relatively even. Formula 3 just barely, I would say, edging out VALOR for economy just because of having 3 people left alive last round. So they can full buy here. VALOR kind of scrounging for scraps here. I almost think a save round might be in order to have a really good last round, but I think they're just trying to full commit here and pick up anything they can. Gears here looking to be on the flank on stairs, I believe. You know, maybe getting some good flanks off. Kurgan Kelfin putting down some trips here on security. VALOR all up on roof here, buying a bunch of utility. Do they think it's switch round, actually? Because they just bought all their utility out. They're going to be pretty poor if they don't get this round off. Kurgan Kelfin, in security, might get pushed out by Wu here. He is watching the window. He'll have a great peek if they do come in from the door. There are 2 trips here. They do ping out the trips. Kurgan Kelfin is in there, so Wu can't really push in quickly. Jekyll does shoot out the window here. Kurgan Kelfin will get droned out here. Wu does bait out the trips, does take out those, but Dragon actually peeks out from the balcony there. Takes out Stewie. Gears takes on Jekyll with, I believe, a Vezin there. Peter Griffin tries to flick and take him out, but just can't quite get it. Little Ice Cube takes out Gears on the stairs. 2v3 here for VALOR. Still attainable, but it's going to be a rough time of it. Especially with 2 roamers here from F3. Hero and Dragon both on this hallway. They do take out Little Ice Cube. Wu tries to play space out, but he does get taken out. VALOR now down 1 here on switch round. They're not going to have a ton of cash. Yeah, only 1 rifle able to be bought here. 1 Marui. Most of them would have been able to afford, but I think they thought last round was switch round, unfortunately. Meanwhile, F3 on a full buy, very confident full buy, buying all of their utility out with room to spare. You know, blocking off the points with some trips, I believe. Yep, setting up some trips here. Kurgan Kelfin setting up trips on the box here. Trying to catch VALOR off guard. VALOR has some pretty robust droning so far. So we'll see if he actually catches anyone off guard. Wu seemingly faking the front door here. Might take out Gears or get taken out by Gears. It's kind of a toss-up here. Gears is going to be barely visible. Peter Griffin up here by the front door as well. Probably going to get droned in by... he's probably going to drone in Wu and Stewie here, but they're going to have a dangerous time of it if they don't drone. Looking to push up here. Little Ice Cube takes out Kurgan Kelfin immediately on the bathroom, I believe. Opening up the back hallway. We do have Hane about to get droned out here. Throw a great incendiary, but Wu manages to push down the stairs. Check the flank here. Gears is behind the box at front door. Stewie, I believe, got shot by him a little bit, so he knows there's someone there. Here, throwing a nade out, trying to make sure there's no one trying to push him. Wu pushing up the stairs here. Dragon is watching out that bathroom window just in case someone tries to rotate out. Gears is on the stairs here. Is going to get pushed by Peter Griffin. Able to claim a rifle now as well, thankfully, for his team. Dragon just carefully watching that bathroom. Heyne now pushing out here, trying to get a peek off. Does get shot by Peter Griffin. Peter Griffin nearly goes down as he does. Woo throwing out an incendiary to block off the rotate here. Formula 3, actually all three of their players over by B. Valor could maybe push into A if they blow that wall. Hero takes out Little Ice Cube. Jekyll inside the point here, going to take out Heyne. Almost Dragon, but Dragon play spaces him out. Maybe a little over-aggressive on the push there. Peter Griffin here, very far off point. Maybe they were thinking about rotating to B. Jekyll still in the point here. Peter Griffin rotating in. Stewie gets some great play spacing off there on Dragon. Now it's just Hero who's actually rotating around in the back. Maybe Valor. Yep, Valor does info peek him out. Hero's gonna have a tough time of pushing in here. I'm not quite sure what he can do to get this off. Maybe just trying to... He has to really full push here if he wants to get this off. Info peeks here from Peter Griffin, I believe. Yep, it is Peter Griffin. Hero pushing up, trying to take him down. Doesn't know he's there, but Peter Griffin play spaces him out. Formula 3 and Valor going into switch evened up. Look at the scores here. Woo holding 7 and 3. Peter Griffin, Jekyll holding 4 kills. Little Ice Cube on 3. Stewie at 2. For Formula 3, nearly a 2.0 KD from Dragon. And over 2.0 from Woo. Very good for their teams there. 5 and 4 from Kurgan Kelvin. And then 4 and 4 from Gears, tailing off a little bit from there. Well done here from both teams. I think Formula 3 did great to hold down the defense over on Dam. I think Valor maybe a couple times overextended on their pushes. But otherwise, some fantastic pushes as well. There's no real front runner so far in this match, I would say. Formula 3 going for the meta push here. With actually a roamer on the other side of the building. Little Ice Cube directly inside the building here is definitely going to get droned out by this Formula 3. Droner actually does not get droned out, but I feel like F3 is probably going to use some utility to try to clear it out. Heyne gets a great shot there on Peter Griffin. What a shot! Little Ice Cube does get hit by that nade, does push out, takes down Gears. Heyne takes down Stewie and Little Ice Cube on a 3K. Immediately on this round, already getting 3 kills off is a feat. Heyne trying to go in here, trying to flick out as the person who's on the box. Almost gets taken down there by Woo. Kurgan Kelvin does take out Jekyll, and nade there almost takes out Heyne. Woo getting pushed on both sides here. He's going to get flanked out by Dragon. Dragon play spaces out, but takes out Woo. Formula 3 claiming a pretty dominant pistol round here. Valor got split multiple ways. And, you know, that roam did pay off from Ice Beast, but from Little Ice Cube, sorry, and I just feel like, you know, they didn't get enough off, unfortunately. Formula 3, their economy still not looking that much more dominant over Valor. Valor going for some SMG buys here. You know, basically running out their economy, trying to get off around so they can get up to 4-4. Formula 3, because Dragon had so much money left over, he does grab a Vezin here. So if Valor can get him down, you know, isolated from the rest of the team, it's going to be great for them. I'm actually not seeing a drone here from Formula 3, surprisingly. Maybe they're just planning on full pushing in. I am somewhat surprised I don't see a drone, though. You think that, you know, on Dam especially, with such open spaces. All right, we do have Gears getting a drone, so maybe I spoke a little too soon. Gears will be droning in. Peter Griffin is waiting directly beside this door with a Viper. Gears might actually be fake droning in here. He's going to be droning in under the door. Peter's probably going to take it out immediately. Peter takes out the drone immediately, meaning Formula 3 doesn't have any information, actually. No, there is a second drone here on the long hallway. Great nade there, almost taking out Peter Griffin and Stewie at once. Drone not able to be denied there. Heyne takes out Jekyll. Dragon takes out Little Ice Cube. Peter Griffin very low here, trying to just block off the push. Dragon takes out Peter Griffin through the wall, actually. Now it is just Woo and Stewie. A 3-person roam there from Valor just does not work out. Wall is now opened up. Woo trying to get any picks he can. Does get some hits off, but he just barely can't get the kill. Stewie has a nade prime, take out anyone who's trying to push in and get the wall down. Stewie takes out Gears. Woo takes out Hero. 2v3 here. EMP is dropped. Formula 3 has to plant it. Formula 3 going for the plant here. Valor has no utility to deny the plant. They're going to have to push up manually. Woo trying to kill anyone on that wall. Just barely can't get the shots off there. Heine trying to get some kills off. Looks like Woo pushing straight out. Takes down Heine. Tries to get the kill there on the wall. Play spacing out. Getting some hits off on that person on back wall. He has 1 bullet left. Hopefully he realizes he has no... He gets the kill with the last bullet! What a fantastic shot! And that was a Hail Mary shot I've ever seen one. One in the chamber there for Woo. My goodness. Would have been, really sad there if Woo had shot that bullet and missed. He would have had to switch to his sidearm, and he might not have realized in time to get the kill off. A clutch kill there from Woo. Valor now 4-4. They have relatively good economy because they lost that first round. Formula 3 going for a as much of a buy as they can here, other than Gears, who is unfortunately just $50 short from going for a Vezin. Goes for a Taurus here, along with Heine, still on a Taurus as well, still sporting that VRML tag from the Casters versus Mods game. Valor going for a pretty ballsy buy here, I would say, especially when they're not even up a round. If they lose this round, their economy is going to be down in the dumps. Looks like we do have Formula 3 actually not going for storage, instead foaming up the hatch. Kurgenkelfen and Gears kind of spread out here. Gears maybe actually going for storage here. Dragon watching to make sure they don't do the peek out. Little Ice Cube on a dastardly peek there. Dragon now outside the window here on security, pushing through, checking their corners. They do take out the trips there. Same trips that they had when they were on defense. I'm surprised that Valor decided to still put them down. Little Ice Cube patiently waiting on this back hallway. Dragon now pushing out. Might get taken out by Peter Griffin. Little Ice Cube takes out Hero there on the back hallway. Dragon checking his corners. Heine takes out Little Ice Cube in return. Peter takes out Dragon as he tries to push through. Suddenly a 3v4 for Formula 3. They're going to have to do some, impressive work here to get it off. Heine and Kurgenkelfen rotating around the security to take out the roamer, I believe. Gears staying on this back hallway. Kurgenkelfen doing some info peeks here to try to just make sure there are no roamers from Valor. Tough situation here for Formula 3 to try to get this off on inferior firepower, I would say. But there is still plenty of chances to get this off as long as they check all their corners here. That Prox does go off. Now Valor knows there's someone on this other hallway. Peter Griffin and Jekyll both on the door. Jekyll doing some info peeks here. Pretty much directly from the returning his back to it as well. Surprisingly ballsy there. Gears with the Taurus trying to get a quick peek off there on Peter Griffin if he can. Gears gets a great shot off there on Peter. What a shot there. They do take out the static. Jekyll trying to get some cheeky picks off here. He does turn his back. Heine takes out Woo. Now it is a 2v3 here. Jekyll takes out Gears, takes out Heine. Kurgan tries to flick, but Jekyll finishes it off with a 3K. Woo, 2.0 KD here for Valor. Dragon, very nearly. He was at that 2.0 KD until he died. Some high kill, high octane gameplay here, I would say, from both teams. This is just first map. Maybe these teams aren't even fully warmed up yet. It's going to be a fantastic game here, I would say. I hope they do 3 maps, even if, one of them starts losing a few rounds. Looks like Valor is going to go for the ballsy full buy here. Going for utility and rifles, everything else, trying to get themselves guaranteed OT. However, Formula 3 changing tack here, actually going for a Canut from Gears. Canut's a pretty dangerous choice here for Valor. If they get too close, if they get too aggressive with their pushes, they could get punished there. It's going to be real unfortunate. Looks like we will get Gears droning in their team. There is only one drone performing through. They're trying to save enough money, I believe, to get a rifle for the next round. That's what it seems like. Gears droning in their team. VALOR choosing to stay on point other than Stewie and Peter, I believe. A great nade there, trying to take out anyone who's trying to push with the drone. Stewie does get droned out here, does not even take down the drone either. Peter Griffin will get droned out on the back hallway here. He is prepared with a grenade. He might get shot out here by Hero. Hero does open up the other door. Peter trying to go for a cheeky nade at his feet. I believe doesn't get any hits. Stewie takes out Dragon on a great play space out. Heine and Gears alone on the hallway trying to wallbang it in. Kurgan getting taken out by a great lean peek from Peter Griffin. Hero alone on this door trying to push through a static. Gears trying to get the Knut play off, but barely doesn't kill Stewie. Little Ice Cube putting on smoke in the middle of the hallway. Hero and Heine having to replan their push a little bit here. They do have foam that they can pick up to blow that wall. They do get wall banged out a little bit here. Jekyll takes out Heine, tries to go for the ego peek there. Onto Hero, barely can't get it off. Hero is getting ego peeked out. Ego peek galore. Little Ice Cube throwing a smoke out. Thinks he's on the wrong spot there. Doesn't even check his corner, but Peter Griffin gets the refrag. VALOR guaranteeing themselves OT, only losing 2 players there. You know, not a bad situation to be in for VALOR. Formula 3 needing 3 rounds in a row to win, but really only 2 to get to OT to even up the odds there. Score-wise, it's not looking bad, really, for F3 either. They could just get a few hits, really, maybe a couple kills, and they'll be back up to OT range. If they win these 2 rounds, they'll definitely have the points for OT, I would say. But VALOR needs to mess up, 3 times to lose this. Formula 3 only needs to mess up once. And that is just a rough prospect to face for any team. But, I mean, we saw a few teams come back from that. It's possible. Zero came back from a 6-2 lead, from Ling. So, if that can happen, almost anything's possible, I would say. Looks like Formula 3 is going for the standard push here. Gears is going to be droning in his team over on security. Checks for the trips. VALOR did not put the trips down in that corner this time. VALOR, they do go for a full buy. Stewie peeks out there. They barely didn't have a person to check that balcony, and they capitalized off of it. Formula 3 already down a player as Kurgan is taken out. Jekyll takes down the drone. Almost gets wall-banged out there. Dragon trying to wall-bang them out. Woo waiting patiently in B. Stewie here waiting patiently on the window in case it gets shot out. Jekyll pushing around, takes out Dragon, gets taken out by Hero. Hero pushes around to try to get the refrag. Ice Cube gets taken out there by Hero. Peter Griffin putting down an incendiary to slow down the push here and throwing on the wall. Great grenade there. Takes down some health. Trying to ego peek out. Hero waiting to see if he does fully ego out. Stewie is stuck on the back of the point here. They could be in a pretty dangerous situation if they do push up too far. Hero doing some great push watch here. Looks like they are going to be calling, I believe, a rotate. F3 calling a rotate. There is a prox on B, so VALOR is going to preempt that. Here's foaming up the wall here. Woo on a lean peek here. Peter Griffin up on the box. Ready to kill anyone if they do lean around that door. Woo gets some shots hit off on him. Wall is open here. Rotate was called. Gears goes down pretty low there. Throwing a smoke out to prevent the peek. Great incendiary there is going to take Woo down a little bit of health. Hero takes out Stewie on the push into A. He's now fully in A. Woo takes out Heine. Peter Griffin takes out Gears. Now it's just Hero gets ego peeked out by Peter. VALOR claims damn 7-4. Looking at the final scores, Woo at a 2.1 KD about. Peter Griffin 9-6. Jekyll at 9-9. 7-7 from Stewie. Little Ice Cube at 5-11. F3 12-9. Getting a dap up there from VALOR. 12-9 there from Dragon. Fantastic for his team. Hero 8-9. Heine 7-7. Kurgan, I can't say his name. Kurgan 6-8. Gears 5-9. Very well done from both teams. VALOR doing some ballsy full buys there that paid off for them in the end. I'm excited to see what second map is going to be. I believe it's going to be Valor's... sorry, it's actually going to be F3's map choice, I believe. So I'm excited to see, you know, what is going to happen here with the map, with the sides. This has been a fantastic scrim so far. I can't believe some of the plays that have been going off. Looks like we are going to have a side switch here. Valor is going to be starting on offense. I'm curious what the map's going to be, sorry. Yep. 1 second. Ship is going to be our map. I've seen Valor play on Ship a few times recently, so I'm not fully surprised, but he is super surprising there. Oh my goodness, this is such an exciting scrim so far. I can't believe it. My goodness, I can't believe this scrim so far. Oh my gosh, I can't get over some of these exciting rounds. Looks like we do have Valor starting here on offense. They do have a lot of utility coming out, actually. Going for, I believe, a drone incendiary and a smoke from Valor. We do have breaching from Ice Cube, as well as a smoke, and then an incendiary and a grenade. So much utility coming out for Valor. They seem pretty confident about this push. Dragon looking to push up here, throws a nade out, might get some hits off here on Wu, just barely doesn't get any. Peter Griffin gets his drone taken out immediately. Kind of an odd drone placement there. Now Valor has no information. Little Ice Cube does take out Dragon on birthing. Kurgan Kelfin might get taken out here. Does actually take out Wu and pushes back before getting taken out. Little Ice Cube gets climbed out on. Kurgan Kelfin gets the kill off as well. He might get killed here by staying outside for too long, unfortunately. He gets killed by Jekyll as he tries to push out. Valor 2v3 here, though. Tough situation to be in, and Gears has EMP held down now. Now it is just... Looks like Stewie is actually looking to push in maybe upstairs on Gears. What do you do here if you're Valor? EMP is unfortunately stuck downstairs. They have it right here. Because of the flanker, there is a prox there as well, so if they wanted to, Formula 3 could just wait at the top of the stairs, or wait at the bottom and then push up when that prox goes off. Stewie pushes in, checks downstairs, Gears throwing an incendiary to block off the EMP. Stewie doing a counter incendiary, so Heine and Hero can't push in. Jekyll checking the bottom here. Gears does have a smoke he could use to block off. Stewie tries to get the info peek off. It gets taken out by Gears. Now it's just Jekyll who pushes around thinking he's going to be on the other side, and Heine takes him out. Formula 3 claims pistol round now. You know, bit unfortunately, they died pretty quickly on that info peek onto birthing, and it kind of fell apart from there. Dang. Oh my goodness. Looks like we do have Formula 3 still on defense here. Bottom floor. Valor has a good amount of options here. However, they don't have a lot of economy to work with. They're going with some SMGs. Jekyll going with an RCP. Meanwhile, Kurgan Kelfin having just enough money to get a Vezin is going to be a great boost here for Formula 3. I'm curious what they lost. They lost a nade! That's really unfortunate there. For Formula 3, that's a $250, $300 down the drain. That sucks. Looks like we do have Dragon here on the Red Room might get droned out here by Peter Griffin. Only one drone from Valor is kind of surprising. Woo, looking to info peek off that drone and immediately peek out. Kurgankelfin takes out Ice Cube immediately with that Vezin. Wall is blown. Gears tries to info peek out. Kurgankelfin somehow takes out Jekyll without getting killed there. Kurgankelfin takes out another player there and does get taken out. Vezin is going to be here. As long as they can take out Heine, they'll be pretty well set. Woo takes out Dragon. Valor claims this round pretty quickly, 1-1. They do have a Vezin now. This push, I guess the Formula 3 got a little overconfident, just constantly peeking out of that wall breach. Unfortunately, just not paying off. Kurgankelfin going down to 1825 here, but the rest of his teammates can full buy if they really wanted to. So they're not too bad off. Valor, again, going for a pretty ballsy buy here. 3, top rifles here. 2 Maruis, 1 Vezin. Then we have an RCP and an Omen. Very ballsy, buys here. I'm not surprised to see Formula 3 responding in kind. They know they need to get some rounds off just so they can claim some money for themselves. Valor may be practicing their peaks here. Stewie and Woo both holding down this Vezin, fast-paced CQB gun, I would say, with Peter holding down a Marui, bit of a more long-range and wall-banging gun, fitting their roles pretty well, with Peter being the IGL. He has the drone, he has the smoke, he has the Marui, and an incendiary as well, looking to do maybe some push defense here. Looks like Valor is going to be going for a standard navigation push, actually, as Wall is going to be foamed here. Sorry, Hatch is going to be foamed here. Peter pushing straight in with that drone. A triple-person roam here. Jekyll taking out Kurgankelfin immediately. Gears nearly getting taken out as they drop from Hatch. Jekyll going for the ego push with the RCP. Doesn't take him down. Kind of an odd push there. Looks like Valor is going to be going for the quick push here into A. Gears, Hero, and Heine all trying to hold it down. Heine with that Taurus. We'll see if he can get some kills off here. He does have some good chances. Little Ice Cube takes out Hero there as he peeks in. Dragon pushing up the stairs. Doesn't take anyone. Heine gets a great shot there on Little Ice Cube. 2v3 here for Formula 3, but Heine does claim a Vezin. Gears is pretty low. Gears having a pretty good peak here, actually, on Valor. Valor's going to have to put some work in to even get in the point, unless they do blow this wall. Gears gets that wall blown, takes out Peter Griffin as he has his side turned to it. Not quite sure why. They opened the wall up as he was running across. Maybe just a bit of a miscommunication. But Valor does get the round off as Stewie kills one, Woo kills the other. They keep some utility. 2 stems, a Vezin, and a Marui is a great combination to keep. Meanwhile, Formula 3, their economy is a little down on the dumps, but if they continue losing rounds, it'll only improve from here. So it's not a bad situation to be in right now. They're only down a single round. They could get this off as long as they just work for it, which I believe they are pretty well. Gears does go for a Canut. A strong choice here for defense on ship. It's a great option, especially if you do some great utility plays here to box Valor in to a push. Maybe later in the round, they're going to try to box them in. Prox going off. Looks like Gears is probably going to try to rotate down and take them out as soon as that Prox goes off, which is a great idea. Peter Griffin holding down, looks like 2 drones for his team. He is getting denied information quite a bit here from Formula 3. I'd be surprised if Formula 3 doesn't immediately try to push out one of the doors here to take out some of these Valor players immediately. Berthing is opened up here. They are watching their peaks just in case. Looks like Kurgankelfin takes out Jekyll immediately as he was trying to flank around. Unlucky there. Hero pushing out from behind the bomb there. Drone is still up in berthing. Peter Griffin does get the medical opened here for him. Hero takes out Woo, pushing back towards point, taking out the drone as well. Gears waiting very patiently on this window is going to take out Peter. Trying to push out, take out Stewie as well. Gears, that shotgun working out very well for him. Little Ice Cube getting taken out there. Now it is just Stewie. Does take out multiple players, but then gets taken out by Kurgankelfin. That push there not working out for Valor. Formula 3 doing some great entry down there for Valor. They didn't even get out of berthing. They barely even got in. Valor still having a good amount of money here, but I feel like They're not going to have a ton for switch round if they don't get this round off. Meanwhile, Formula 3, because of losing a couple rounds in a row, they're pretty well set up for the next round, even if they do lose this one. Let's see. Bit of a dangerous round here for Valor. They need to get a round off here in order to save their economy. Formula 3 maybe having a bit more of a read on Valor's pushes here. On ship, they are setting up here on a 1, 2, 3, you know, almost 4-person roam here. You know, Jekyll being taken out pretty much immediately on that roam, it really hurts here for Valor. It looks like Jekyll is going to be shooting out this window, I believe. Jekyll does flick out Kurgan Kelvin. Heine takes out Wu. Jekyll going straight for the push in. He will not shoot out the trips, actually, surprisingly. Peter Griffin baits out the trips. Jekyll pushing up, trying to take out Heine on the stairs. Does take him out. Tries to ego forward. Gets taken out by Gears. Jekyll going for a huge overextension on the point, I feel. You know, could have been handled a little bit better. Gears on the point here. Looks like we have Hero pushing up the stairs. He might get the kill off here on Stewie. Peter Griffin does take out Gears through the wall as he also tries to wallbang. Stewie gets taken out by Hero on the downstairs roam. Now it is just Peter Griffin here, watching to see if he's going to get flanked by a Dragon or Hero. And he gets taken out by a great wallbang from Dragon. Maybe he clipped through the wall or something. I'm not quite sure. What a fantastic wallbang there. Formula 3, saving a good bit of money, will be able to full buy, I believe. Valor down 2 and a real buy here. Little Ice Cube barely able to get a Marui. Peter Griffin not even able to get any rifle, let alone a Vezin or Marui, having to go for an SMG or a Spectral. Probably going to be full utility buy here from Valor. Yeah, it's going to be full utility, and he's just going to go with a Spectral, I believe. Jekyll going for an RCP. They're going to have to... I feel like Peter Griffin playing off of Ice Cube is going to be an important factor of this here. Interesting here. I'm not quite sure what Valor, you know, the good play here for Valor is, especially with Formula 3 being fully kitted out. Formula 3 really just needs to play the buddy system here instead of trying to push out. You know, if they can just separate Valor players, get them on 2v1s or 3v2s as much as they can, it's going to be a much better outcome for them, I would say. Peter Griffin going for the drone out here. Wall is going to be blown for Valor. Going for the early peek out here. Wall is blown. Incendiary, they did bait some utility out. Kurgan Kelvin takes out Jekyll again on the roam. Kurgan Kelvin now having Valor, one of Valor's foams, as well as an RCP. Peter Griffin droning out 2 players there. Hero takes out Stewie as he tries to push out. Little Ice Cube nearly gets taken out there by Kurgan Kelvin. Valor's push a little bit stopped here. Little Ice Cube takes out Gears. A great Hero pushing through the smoke here. Probably going to take out Wu if he's not careful. Hero flicks on Wu and almost takes out Ice Cube. Ice Cube gets taken out through the wall as he takes out Hero. Peter Griffin alone, trying to take out 3 Formula 3 members here. They know exactly where he is, too, and he doesn't have EMP. He only has an Aril. Meanwhile, all 3 of these players have, you know, a Vezin. An Incendiary there on the room. Looks like Peter Griffin are going to try to be pushing around here. Kurgan Kelvin, ready for the push, is leaning around the side here, knowing he's probably going to rotate. Peter Griffin knows he's there, gets a shot off, but barely doesn't get the kill off, unfortunately. Formula 3 now up 2 on ship. All right. Valor is going on to defense now here on ship. So we'll see how it works out for them. Formula 3 had some fantastic defense rounds there. Just, you know, punishing overextends there from Valor. Having a bit of an overextension occasionally themselves, you know, with their with their push out of the point. But, by and large, having some great punishes there on Valor's mistakes, and especially Kurgankelfen taking out Jekalt's roams nearly every time really paid off there for Formula 3. Took them out unscathed most of the time. Kurgankelfen holding on a 2.0 KD with gears nearly there as well. Bit of a front runner so far this time. Little Ice Cube here, waiting behind the green box, might get utiled out. We do have a drone coming in. Actually, not from Gears, surprisingly. It's going to be from Kurgankelfen. Droning out, berthing. They don't see any utility, don't see any players. Now pushing straight through. They will drone out Little Ice Cube. If they're not careful, they do hear some trip mines. Little Ice Cube will not get droned out here. So far, if they do take out that drone, drone is taken out. Little Ice Cube waiting patiently behind that box. Jekalt takes out Dragon. We do have Peter Griffin on a roam upstairs here, trying to flank on Hane and the rest of them. Kurgankelfen gets taken out by Jekalt. Hane here, trying to block off anyone pushing and berthing. Stewie takes out Gears. Hane going for the info peek, gets peeked out there by Jekalt. Now it is just Hero here, takes out Ice Cube. Neither gets taken out by Stewie on some wall bangs. Barely survives. 1 health. 1 health wonder here. Might take out Wu on his info peek out if he's not careful. He runs out of ammo, unfortunately, and he gets double pushed by Wu and Stewie. Valor gaining a round here on pistol round. Not too bad. Not a bad situation for Formula 3 still. You know, they are on pistols, but Valor actually goes down a member, unfortunately. Looks like Jekalt may have lost connection here. That is really unfortunate. That is really sad for Valor to be down a player here, especially if they just won a round. He does have a Knut, so it's at least a good buy. But it is so rough, and it looks like Valor probably planning on killing bot Arne rather than leaving him alive. Valor now down a good bit of economy, but Formula 3 not much better, actually. Going for mostly full Taurus here. Actually, sorry, SMGs, Taurus, and a Jesper from Dragon. Peter Griffin throws down a static on that window that Dragon was hoping to climb into. Gears pushing in here with Dragon. Kurgankelfen droning in for his team. Does see the trips on the back hallway. We'll probably see Little Ice Cube there on the roam. Little Ice Cube trying to take him out. Peter Griffin pushing up. Does know that Gears is on that door. Does he know that someone's on that window? Might get taken out here by Dragon. He gets taken out there by Gears. Almost takes out Dragon with an incendiary. Kurgankelfen gets the drone in there, but does see Wooed just barely behind the bomb. Gears gets taken out by Wu. Wu takes out Dragon and Gears both. Hero takes out Wu in return. Hero flicks and takes out bot Arne. Formula 3 up 2 now because of Valor losing a player, man. I'm asking Valor's captain if they want me to ping Ringer, because it looks like Jekalt there from Valor hasn't come back yet, and he's going to have an Omen now. Which is a really unfortunate situation for Valor to be in here. Down a player and down 2 rounds. Formula 3 can kind of just run away with this if they're not careful. Kurgankelfen double droned here. Oh, goodness. All right, droning in here from Kurgankelfen. Trying to get into the point there. There is someone peeking out here. Peter Griffin nearly gets wall banged out. Kurgan the drone gets taken out. He does have a second drone here. Gears nearly gets naded out there. Peter Griffin is going to get droned out here. Drone does info peek. Little Ice Cube takes out Dragon with that Omen. Bot is through. Bot Arne is probably going to get killed here if anyone pushes through that vent. Drone is taken down. Hero is in the point now with the Vezin. Peter is probably going to get pushed out here. Yep, Peter gets pushed out by Hero. Hero's in the vent here. Gets taken out by Little Ice Cube. Little Ice Cube could grab a Vezin, but he chooses to not push through, actually, surprisingly. Maybe he thinks more people are in the point, which he is right. Looks like we do have Stewie taking over the bot here with Omen. 3v3 here, but Little Ice Cube probably going to get killed here. Yeah, he does get killed by Heine on the flank watch. Stewie gets killed by Heine pushing through. Woo gets a double kill there. Nearly takes out Heine, but barely can't get it off. Hanging for Ringer here. All right, Ringer is pinged for. Hopefully he can get in there in time to buy something. I'm not quite sure who the Ringer is going to be. Looks like we do have F3 lining up here for a meta push here on ship. F3 actually triple stacking here, maybe pushing in downstairs. Pushing in here on medical. Bot Arne probably going to get taken out pretty much immediately. He has a Canut with a laser on it. All right, droning in here on berthing. Kurgan Kelfin taking out the trip mines there. Does not get the drone taken down either. Little Ice Cube takes down Hero as Hero takes down Bot Arne, unfortunately. Leaving Valor down permanently player, even if a Ringer does come in. Gears does get, you know, pinged out there by a great procs there. Peter Griffin watching it. Doesn't take out Gears even though he saw him first, surprisingly. Unfortunately, probably waits to see his head and just barely doesn't get enough damage off as he gets flicked by Gears. Woo here watching medical along with Stewie and Ice Cube. Getting some info peeks off, trying to take out anyone who pushes through. Stewie takes out Heine on a great shot there on the window. Ice Cube down to 1 health, does not have a stim either. Info peeking out, gets taken out by Kurgan Kelfin. Woo takes out Kurgan Kelfin. Valor claims a round here. Let's see. Alrighty, we do have a fill-in here for Valor. Freck coming in for Valor off of the Ringers. No, we actually did see Freck, I believe, try out for Valor at some point. So we'll see, you know, how this works out for him. Looks like we do have Gears forming up here along with Dragon and Hero. Kurgan Kelfin with that drone, trying to drone out anyone in navigation. Peter Griffin putting down some trips here on the hatch, you know, if they try to spread out a little bit, but I'm surprised to see those trips actually. They might not do too much. Formula 3 isn't exactly pushing quickly through that hatch. Yep, trips are droned out immediately. Maybe they're just a distraction to get people to turn their back. Gears already goes down to 70, unfortunately. Kurgan Kelfin droning out. You know, those trips are taken down immediately. Yep, little Ice Cube gets droned out there. Throwing out an Incendiary is gonna Incendiary out Heine. Heine nearly dies to that. Gears takes out little Ice Cube as he peeks through that back door. Unfortunately, he turned his back immediately to that door. Looks like we do have Valor trying to hold down the points instead of roaming. Probably a good idea. Griffin pretty low here. Kurgan and Kelvin forming up on the door with Hero and Gears. Gears taking out Stewie. Now it's just Peter Griffin trying to take out 4 players here. Priming a nade. Probably going to be too late here. Turns his back. Heartbreakingly turns his back as soon as he's about to get shot. Heartbreaking loss there for Valor, I would say. 7 forward by F3 here on ship. Now evened up 1 map each. And I believe it's going to be F3's side choice, Valor's map choice. So we'll see what Valor picks. I've been pretty wrong with my guesses so far, but I'm just going to go out on a limb here and guess that Valor is going to go with Arctic. I'm just going to go with Arctic. Might be wrong, but we'll see. Looks like we did actually have maybe another Valor player drop. Hopefully there is going to be a third. Unless they're maybe calling a server change. Looks like they did have that Valor player come back. Stewie is DC'd still, unfortunately. Little Ice Cube dropped. Looks like possibly a side change here. I'm not quite sure what's happening. Maybe a server change, unless they're just stopping, but I'm guessing a server change happening here. I'm hoping a server change. I don't want it to end on 7-4 each. That's just a real downer to end on. There's no resolution. There's just, 7-4 each, no one winning on rounds even. That'd be a really rough situation. I hope it is just a server change. Hoping. 7-4 each. I'm getting news here from Valor's team captain. There's not going to be a third. Oh, no. Well, I'm hoping I'm going to be able to see a rematch between these two teams during the season and be able to cast that, but that's just such a heartbreaking end to a scrim there. Evened up on both sides, and we get no resolution on either side. So I guess that's just going to be it from me tonight. Bit of a sad end to the stream. I hope you all have a great rest of your night. This has been Plague Doctor, casting Valor versus Formula 3 in the VRML offseason. Less than a week away to the season start. I hope you all have a great rest of your night.